Thank you so much. I have the honor of introducing the MC for today's occasion in person of JSB. Is JSB in the block? I saw him around a while ago. Can somebody fetch JSB, please?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, in every game, it's always the winning side that's always clapping and shouting. So you're going to do a lot of clappings this evening. Welcome, Pastor Chris.
Thank you very much. First of all, if you guys don't mind, if you might want to move forward after the prayer so that we concentrate on this side. Let us pray. Father, Lord God, we thank you for a day like this. We bless you, O God, because we know we are here for a reason. The Bible says many are called, few are chosen. God, those that are here today are the chosen few. Lord God, I pray that you reach them, O God, so that they will know that this is about the nation building. Heavenly Father, we just thank you because this evening will be successful. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen.
What season of the year do you love most? And you will tell me the reason why you love that season. Hello? Hello? What season of the year do you love most in the United States? Is it the winter? Is it the summer? So I want you to tell me what season of the year you love most. Will you put your hands together for Mr. Can you just put your... I love people clapping. I don't know why. Because I always love to win. When I'm watching football matches, I always love to support the winning team. So
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I never knew I was standing here talking about what I'm about to say, but it just caught me off guard. Honorable Da Silva is a personal friend of mine, and I never knew he was going to run as president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. I never saw it coming. 2 years ago, I formed an organization to sponsor people who can go back to Africa especially Nigeria, to change the country for good. Because I've always been so upset about the kind of government we have back there. You can imagine a land full of gold, diamond, oil, call it. How can you be poor when you have all those in your house? And each time I go back there, I see how people suffer. That really got me. And then I started this movement 2 years ago. I said, I will do whatever it takes. I'm not going to run as a politician. I just want to see the change. And that's why I came up with the idea and started putting a few people together. We want to sponsor them and go back to Africa and change the whole system so that people can live right, so that people can have confidence, so that people can have hope, so that people can, have future. That's just the reason why. And during the course of that, we've been able to sponsor 2 candidates so far. That was 2 years ago. And this time around, it's so bad in Africa right now that almost everybody will want a better future for the youth, the children, the country as a whole. So when the present government announced that they were going to run again for the next 4 years, 4 years is almost over, of nothing. People are dying by the day. Whenever you're sick, you are dead. Because if you don't have money, you are as good as dead. That got me. They have not done anything for the country. I was so upset. And that brought about the rise of youth, brought about awareness for people stood up and say, we want a better change, we want a better life. The same drive got into the heart of my friend. He called me and be like, I'm declaring, this is what I want to do. I said, really? I said, well, I'm standing next to you there. But I know you got the money, but it's not easy running as a presidential candidate in Nigeria. I don't care how much money you have. You still need money to do whatever you need to do on your campaign trip and all that. So I said, okay, you know what? We can do this and do this and do this. And on my side, I think I can put this together for you. You need to come around, tell people why they should vote for you, tell them your agenda, tell them what you have, tell them the reason you are running, tell them why you can do better than who is there right now. Let people listen to you. It's not just about raising money. It's about people coming together and asking questions. What do you have? Do you think you can do it? Question here and there. Advice. Whichever way we can make it better. That's the reason why I said, okay, let's put this together and, show up and tell people what you're about to do. And that's why we're here today. I'm so sorry, I never knew I would be speaking here. Don't do that to me next time, because I wasn't prepared for this. So, but I believe this little statement of mine, you can pick 1 or 2 words from it to make, to make a better understanding of why we're here today and why my friend is running as a presidential candidate. I know the rest of this idea will be coming directly from him because he is the reason why we are here. I'm just the organizer of this. So having said that, thank you for listening to me. If I have any other thing to say to you guys, I will come back and say it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Can we have another round of applause for the organizer of do you want him to still talk? Because he said he didn't want to talk. Do you want him to talk? He said he didn't plan to talk, but he still wants to talk. Should I allow him to talk? I shall allow him to talk? I shall allow him to talk again? Yes. Or I shall allow him to go and say that? He said he didn't want to talk. That you don't do this next time. And you still want to meet right away. I forgive you. I forgive you.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't believe everything you hear from him. I just want to correct this real quick. My name is Brother Femi Jato. I am not a district deacon. I am not a pastor. My name is Femi Jato, the Son of God.
Put your hands together for him once more. Well, I think he's trying to run away from the title, but he's an apostle. That one you didn't know the nations were an apostle. So that was Apostle Femi Jato. Thank you very much for the little charge. Now, before I go to the next item of the program, Mr. Femi said a lot of things. People should ask you questions. You should market yourself to the audience. Why you should be voted and why you could be trusted. You know, because in Nigeria we have a lot of politicians that can promise heaven and earth, but they cannot be trusted. They are not men of integrity. They cannot stand by their house. So you're going to be telling the house why you should be trusted. You're going to give us your antecedents. Take us back to what we've done in the past. And I can assure you that people in the house, they're going to ask you questions. So you better be ready, sir. People will ask you questions. You better get ready for the questions. Because as we stand right here now, the man that is there is still trying to come back. Irrespective of how many people have died, how many people are dying, and how many people will still die, it doesn't concern them. They just want power. But power belongs to God. It doesn't belong to them. So this evening, we're all welcome. And I want Her Excellency, the first lady to be, to first talk to the house. You know that in the military, the one I mean Nigeria, if the husband is a major, the wife is automatically a step higher than the husband. Hello? Hello? So in the military, if the husband happens to be a major general, the wife is a lieutenant general. So normally, the wife is always accorded more respect in the military. And that is why in Nigeria, when a man is going to be promoted, the wife is always the one that will decorate him. Is that the chief of the particular staff of the particular force and the wife in Nigeria. I don't know the way it is in the US, but that is the way it is on. So I want to ask our dear sister to just welcome us and give us a throwback about who Honorable Ayo Da Silva is. Will you join your hands together with an ovation as I hand over this microphone to Her Excellency, Mrs. Da Silva. I can't hear your clap, everyone. Come on, so put your hands together. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Don't say everything.
First of all, I would really like to thank everyone for coming tonight. I really appreciate you all. As you have honored us, may Almighty Father honor you guys too.
Amen.
I'm not going to say much because where I came from, even though I've been in the United States for over 2 decades now, I'm still someone that really believes in giving the honor to the husband. So it's not really my parade, so I'm going to let my husband talk more about himself. But one thing that I really would like to share with the house tonight is speak a little bit about Ayo Da Silva. I've known him for 25 years. We've been married for 25 years, but we've known each other for 28 years. We have 3 beautiful kids, 2 now in college, and I have the baby of the house. They always tell me, don't stop calling me baby mom. I'm 15 years old. I said, you're still my baby. If I really want to talk about my husband, he's a good friend, a good father, a wonderful husband, a loyalist, and someone that always keeps his word. If you tell you he's going to be in Baltimore by 2, he will be in Baltimore by 2. He's a man of integrity. And why do I say this? Knowing him well, and he used to be in college, and my goodness, I'll share one story with everyone. When he came to the United States, I was still in Nigeria. I was Yaba College of Technology. Even though we go back here, I have to go back to school. You know how American is. Yaba College of Technology. So he called me, he said, Taiwo, I needed to go back to my school to get some of my certification. This was at Ogupoli. When I got there, I didn't know anyone because I didn't attend the State Polytechnic then. The first guy that I saw, I said, oh, hey, Josa, please stop. I'm here on behalf of Ayo Da Silva. I would like to get this certification. He said, Báwo ni wọ́n ṣe jẹ́ sí? I said, oh, I'm his wife. He said, wow, your husband, what he did for this polytechnic. That was during the time that the students, they were fighting to get their lunch, I forgot what they called it, school lunch ticket. And he single-handedly fought for the whole school to get that. And they remember that. And I became the Queen of England that day. I didn't even have to queue in line. They got me what I needed simply because of what he did. And that speaks volume of a man with someone that would do something for his other human. And even in Michigan, where we are from, he started an organization, the American Community. We've helped a lot of Nigerians with immigration problem by himself. I remember a time, a lady woke him up around 2 o'clock in the middle of the night and said, and you have to come home, I have a flat tire. My husband woke up and left me and went to help someone that had a flat tire. And the lady, they came together and said, Taye, thank you so much. But I said this to say that I married a guy that not only is he a good man, a good father, but someone that has the heart to help other people aside from his family. I can assure you, if you become the president of Nigeria, there's going to be a major change in that country. I mean, he told me, he said, you better start thinking of what you're going to do. I'm into education. I'm a special education director. I run 6 schools. I still call mom and ask them, you know what they're doing, I have over 45 staff there. You know, I'll say, this is what you gotta do. I'll go back to my husband and say, you know what, hey, what? I want you to do, tell me what you have to do. So that's the kind of a person he is. He's a problem solver. He's someone that loves human, that loves to help. And I know that once he becomes the president of Nigeria, there's going to be a big change, a positive change. And he's not one of those that wants to go in there and embezzle money. It hurts us to see how people talk about African country like, you know, our president is saying SO. It shouldn't be. If we want to be in the United States, it would be nice for us to be in the United States, to come in here and go back home and have a freedom as what we have here. And I can tell you, knowing him for 28 years, being with him for 25 years as with my ring, I'll say, I know he's a man of integrity. He will not disappoint you. Please, speak to people, help them more, little ways you can. If every Nigerian can put in $20, as Americans do, believe me, we'll change our country. I mean, it's not a rocket science. It's for us to just help each other. I always tell my children, I say, you know, if you're going to emulate people, emulate the goodness of things. Leave the other one aside. I mean, no matter how well we try to help, but at the same time, you have to put yourself forward. And I know I'm what I've enjoyed for a very long time. I think the whole world, I really want the whole world to really see what we can do. So, thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you very much. I am also an impromptu MC. So there might be impromptu speeches. I am an impromptu MC. So don't mind me if I call for impromptu speeches. Was that the way you were going to appreciate Her Excellency? That was all you could do? Thank you very much. Well, a recap of what she said. She said the husband is a man of integrity. He could be trusted. If someone will also help people. Those are the things he said. But how many of us remember the other room? How many of us remember the other room? How many of us understand the other room? You don't know the other room? The other room. You don't know? You remember the other room? The other room. Okay, you remember the other room? Okay, for those who don't understand the other room, our current president in Nigeria was asking a question. You know, the wife got so agitated by things happening in the country, and she came out publicly to say that she will neither vote nor campaign for the husband in 2019. So that became a national discourse, and then the man went to the UK, and he said, all right, the man went to the UK and they interviewed him. And they said, my wife belongs to the other room. And they said, where is the other room? He said, my wife should be in the kitchen. That is kitchen and the other room. I think you understand the other room. How many married people are in the other room? That the wife should be in the other room. So, but here we have somebody who could come out and tell us publicly, I can stand and vouch for my husband. Now, let me share this with you before I call Mr. Femi Chato an apostle, because he says that is something to an apostle, somebody who has a cause, a godly cause. So he's an apostle. Who's also together for Apostle Femi Chato? He doesn't want to be a pastor, but cannot deny being an apostle. I'm not inviting you yet. I said before I invite you, I want to. Okay, let me share this with us. Last week, Thursday, I was privileged to be at the Nigerian Embassy in DC. They were having a Nigerian American Chamber of Commerce. So people came from Nigeria. They are big people, CEOs of industry, is looking for investors and partners in the United States of America. So after the sessions, we're having a free chat. And then they said, if you have two options in Nigeria now, between Buhari and Atiku, who are you going to vote for? So it was going to be a very interesting topic. People were saying, Atiku cannot beat Buhari, the whole man needs his hand up. Is that a vote for Atiku? I'm trying to drive a point home. Then they said, why? He said, I'm a businessman. Atiku is a businessman. That man has about 20,000 people on his payroll. He understands what economics is all about. He understands, when we tell him we have a problem in business, because he's a businessman, he understands where the shoes are. He said, this man is there, he doesn't have any business. He knows nothing. The only thing he knows is heads. And that's why we have best men all over Nigeria now. You know, for those of us from Nigeria. So the man we have come here this evening has a track record of humanitarian services. That's where I'm going. So if you want to follow somebody, do not follow somebody without a track record. Follow people who have done some things in the past that could be pointed at. I don't want to talk about the current president because all my friends believe I don't like him. That's why I talk the right talk. But I want us to talk about why we're here. But we have come here this evening to meet with somebody we believe he has track record. I also heard from Mr. Femi Jato about the association in Michigan. That was actually how I got to know about him. He has a friend in Michigan who has been helping lots of Nigerians. And for me, that was a very fine, fantastic marketing strategy. So if somebody could do it in Michigan, in the United States of America, how much more if it's given the opportunity, the platform to do the same in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Mr. Femi Jato, the Apostle of Change. He's an apostle. Please, even if he tells he's an apostle, don't mind him. I've already said he's an apostle. And that's what's important. He can come now and tell you he's not an apostle, but don't mind him. As he introduces to us the reason why we have the presidential. Come on, put your hands together for him, everybody. And people on this table are not always clapping. Please, let's clap for him. Let's clap for Mr. Femi Jato. Emi, clap for Mr. Femi Jato. Thank you very much. Clap. We are clapping. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm not going to use your mic because I'm angry. Once again, I want to say a big thank you for those of us that are here. I bless God for your life. And I know our heart desire concerning this program will definitely come to pass. The reason why I'm up here again, I think I know because he kind of, whisper into my ears, and that's why I'm standing here again. But I want to assure those of us that are here that this few can change the whole world. I, for one, see myself as just a person that loves a good change. That's the reason why I am standing here today. So I want us to be focused on the reason why we are here and not the reason why the seats are not filled up, because I don't care. Sometimes when you invite people to change their life, to make them look good, and they kind of hesitate to embrace your kindness, I just feel so sorry for them. We're talking about change here, change there, change here, change back home. A lot of them are even scared to go home. Now, they were invited for free Come and listen. Come and be a partaker. Come and listen to what can bring about this change in your own land. They are home sleeping. It is true that a lot of people want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. And that's the only reason why I respect him so much. Do you know how many people have money the way you have money, but they are not ready to stick their neck for nobody? For you to even sit down here for that cause? I salute you, sir. It wouldn't have been so easy for me to do this or to put this together. And that's why I didn't ask nobody for nothing. I only asked God. I didn't call anybody to come and give me this, give me that. What God has given to me is enough, sir. And I wouldn't have been able to do all this if not for that wonderful woman. Right there. She has not slept for 24 hours. Both of us. She brought me a change of clothes because I was wet on this in the rain. When you go back there and give us this change, I know for sure you are the next president in Nigeria. Eventually, when it happened, days like this will be remembered. You remember everything everybody here is about to tell and ask you today. You will remember where you're coming from. And you remember everything that propelled you for that change. And you will deliver in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I have no doubt in my mind that this meeting here is a success. I used to listen to, I heard what Papa said, I'm sorry, my bishop one time said that he cherished so much the time of little beginnings because he can still remember. He still writes them. He remembered them every day. And that helped him to do well, to keep flying. You will fly, sir. Amen. In Jesus' name. Amen. So help me once again as we with a hand, as I welcome my dear friend, my good friend, my good partner, the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Ayo Da Silva.
Thank you very much. Please a big round of applause for Brother Femi. And if you permit me to step down, I would love to stay. I don't like high tables because I'm very humble and I believe that we're all equal. First, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. The reason you're here is that you are God sent. And it's because you believe in your country. You believe in changing your country, Nigeria. That's why you're here. Otherwise, you could say, I have better things to do. I don't care about Nigeria. Let Nigeria burn. That you will go back home with the blessings of America to Nigeria and enjoy the fruit of your labors. I won't take your time because today is Sunday. I know most of you had to go to work. But I want to thank Brother Femi, especially Mrs. Jato. Please a big round of applause for her. To me, this is a big success. The MC said earlier on, said many are called, few are chosen. It's always like that. Change is never done by a million people. Change is always done by very few, but it's going to be enjoyed by billions of people. And that's the way it is. Nobody always wants to stick their neck out for change. Change is costly. Change is very expensive. and change is very, very deadly. So people shy away from that. But when it comes to enjoying it, everybody does. Every struggle in life is always planned by one or two people, actualized by a few, and then in the end, benefits the whole world. So, this is, to me, is very successful. This is, by the time you organize the second one in Maryland, we will be president, we will bring the change, and we will be back here with this room filled up to tell them what we are doing and the changes we are doing in Nigeria. So that is going to happen. And I told them I'm going to come back to Winners to make that testimony as well. But I thank you all very much. Let me go to the point. My name is Ayo Da Silva. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, in the year 1962. I attended my primary education in Benin City because my father was a reverend father. He was preaching the gospel across, and he was an Anglican reverend. So they transferred him a lot. So in Benin, I went to St. James's Primary School, and then during the Civil War, we had to go back to Lagos. So I attended Eko Boys High School and Awori Comprehensive High School when I finished my high school. After that, I went to Ogun State Polytechnic, like my wife was said earlier on. At Ogun State Polytechnic, I was studying applied chemistry. But I joined student union. I am a very restless person. My lecturers then told me that it's impossible for me to do chemistry and be a student union leader. But I didn't listen. I became the speaker of the student union, and that was the one my wife testified to earlier on. We didn't have meal ticket at that time. Students whose parents were poor could not buy food. They depend on those of us whose parents were average or very rich. But like who I am, I took on the state government under Chief B.C. Onabanjo. I took on the state government, I mobilized people, we keep marching daily. We keep going to government house because we wanted the government to assist us in getting meal tickets. But eventually, we got arrested, they brought mobile police, but we still didn't give up. After 1.5 years of struggle, we eventually got what we wanted from the state government, and we got the meal ticket. The school has a meal ticket program being subsidized by government, but I got suspended, I got expelled from the school because I was the ringleader. That notwithstanding, I couldn't go home and tell my dad I have been thrown out of school. So I said, okay, what would I do? But as God will have it, Chief Alaniba Nkole, some of you may not know him, but he's the father of the former Speaker of the House, called me and said he wanted to run for governor. Then I said, Chief Alani, I'm out of school already. He said, yes, I want you to be the youth leader in MPN. I said, but what would I tell my dad? He said, I will put you in Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. It's a federal government school. And we MPN own federal government. I said, great. So I took on the job as the youth leader. Then the governor realized that he has lost out by sending me out. So the governor, Chief B.C. Onabanjo, called me and said, you are coming back to Ogun State Polytechnic. You are going to work for Unity Party of Nigeria, UPN. So I became the youngest UPN youth leader in Nigeria in 1983. So we led the campaign. We kept fighting. And UPN was Chief Awolowo's party. I go to Ikene to sit down. In 1985, after I graduated, I went to Bauchi State. I served in Bauchi College of Arts and Science. But I was still a very good youth leader of Ogun State, and I was still very much in politics. So we lost 1983 elections on Chief Obafemi Awolowo, not because we didn't win, but because we made several utterances, which our leader did. And Nigeria is what it is today because of that utterance. And we will not repeat that mistake ever. Because if Chief Awolowo has won, we had great manifestos that Europeans and Americans would have been jealous of. So I joined the military came in, threw us out in 1985. So the military took over. So what would I do? I started work. I became a promoter. I became a motivational speaker. So we went from place to place, trying to energize and talk people or youth into training and not depending on government handouts. So military rule gave us a brief chance during Babangida regime. So we formed the SDP, NRC, and the other parties, as you know. So those of us in UPN transcend into the SDP. So I joined the SDP as a youth and worked for Chief MKO Abiola. We won that election on June 12, 1993. We jubilated that Nigeria is on the march again. Nigeria is moving to better days. But unfortunately, the military annulled that election. So we are back to square one. I am like one of those people because, like I said, very restless. While we were trying to fix Nigeria, South Africa's apartheid was going on. And some of us were a force that was assisting the South African students of how to continue to put pressure on Peter Botha. So we did the same thing for Abiola. I said, no, Baba, you're not going down, you have to come back. He came to exile, came back, and we took him to Tafawa Balewa Square and swore him in as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under General Abacha. So that was the beginning of the end of some of us. But to me, it became a very good beginning. Because on our way back, we don't have telephone at that time. Some of my friends came to meet me and they said, don't go home. The mobile police, we call them Mopo, they have tear gas your house. They are looking for you. You're going to be arrested. Because a few of us, Ademola Adeniji Adele, Bola Tinubu, Kayode Fayemi, and a few of us were very strong-headed, and we went to Tafawa Balewa. So we all had to run or be arrested or be killed. So majority of us ran. Some were captured, some were in prison, like my very good mentor, which is Demola Adeniji Adele, of blessed memory now. He was arrested. He was one of the best local government chairman Lagos Island ever produced. But unfortunately, that was the end of his career because he got arrested. They locked him up, stripped him of everything. By the time we put pressure, he was released. It was too late. And so many like that. So I had to hide. Actually, I give kudos to Etiosa local government chairman at that time, who hid me in his house for 1 year. And finally, I was able to travel out of the country or escape without being caught by the Abacha regime. And that was how I ended up sojourning in the United States. So my coming to the United States was by default. It wasn't that I went to get visa and I was happy to leave the country. No, we wanted to fight to finish. But unfortunately, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. So that was Yorubasi and Gotufeyirini. Abacha was very ruthless with us. He was a no-go. You go to prison, he sends you to Calabar prison or Kuje prison. That's the worst prison you can be in Nigeria. And if you are ever there, trust me, when you come out alive, you have very short lifespan. If you ever live 10 years, you are lucky. So that was what happened to us. While here, we settled down into the American economy, but I kept saying, I was in New York at first, then I went to California, and then finally, when I brought my wife in, we settled down in Michigan because it was more family-oriented. Then I saw that my people, Nigerians, were being deported and there's no one to fight for them. When they get arrested, all Nigerians, I don't know him. I know I can't go. People are afraid. So I called a few guys who were professionals. I said, you're a physical therapist, you're a medical doctor, you're a lawyer. What are you guys doing? Why don't we come together? No, American government, I don't want to be. I said, listen, you already have your papers. You cannot be deported. There's a law in this land. That's what we want in our land. So in year 2000, I formed what is now called the Yoruba American Community. I founded that with 11 members, and today we have strong about 2,000 members in the Yoruba American community. But our first test was immigration. As soon as we inaugurated and registered the organization, I was called at 2 a.m. that a lady has been arrested, that she has no papers. So, being the interim chairman, I woke up the board members and said, listen, it's Friday. She's been arrested before court closed. We need $2,000. We need to pay a lawyer to file what is called a locus standi or something like that. It's an interim injunction to stop all proceedings before you see a judge. So we filed that, and because she will have been deported without seeing a judge. So immediately our lawyers put an injunction, they stopped. So on Monday, we got her bail. She had to go and see an immigration judge. 2 years later, we won that case, and she has her citizenship today. Based on that, people had hope that yes, we can help each other, things are going to move forward. Then, from chemistry, I went back to school here, and I decided that, okay, healthcare, what do we do? Our people, once you don't have insurance, they hide everywhere. In America, they are here, but because they don't have insurance, they can't access good healthcare. And when they don't have insurance, or they have visitors, they go and look for pharmacies and things like that, and I said, no, this is not Nigeria. So we had to do a group health insurance. We bought group health insurance, and each member pays and we subsidize it from our annual dues. And we were able to get over 40 families health insurance from the same community. Today, that has spread into life insurance. Most Nigerians don't believe it, but trust me, we have group life insurance from that community, and many more. And then, in 1999, after Abacha died in 98, I was called back to Nigeria and said, listen, Abacha is dead. We have a constitution. Now let us change this country. Let us run. I had just had my first son. And my wife, and we are very unsteady at that time financially. So I told my good friends in Nadeko, I said, I don't know, if I come, are you sure all of us are not going to be rounded up again? And I have a young kid. I said, you know what? Let me stabilize. But that was the biggest mistake I ever made. Because if you were in Nigeria in 99, no sane person or professional wanted to do politics. So it was hijacked by crooks, touts, area boys, Road Transport Workers Union becoming chairman, and all those things. And that was how we have what we have today. But in 2003, I had gone back and met my leaders in Afenifere. At that time, I was a follower of the late Funshaw Williams. Late Funshaw Williams was going to be governor of Lagos State. But unfortunately, things have changed. Bola left in 99 from Chicago. He was a member of Nadego for Lagos, became the governor, and at the end of the day, he didn't want to relinquish power. So AD was broken. Afenifere was destroyed. So today, there is not that colony of organized Democrats like we were. So everybody became theirs. And now, every Nigerian who see politics as an avenue of money making went into politics, and today we are having crooks, rogues in government destroying Nigeria and raping the economy dry. That is just that history. In 2007, I couldn't take it. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to run for Senate. We have to change the laws of the land. By that time, I had partnered a friend, Dr. Augustine Colley James. We had set up an HMO. We were the only black HMO in the state of Michigan, ProCare Health Plan. So, God blessed us. You know, HMO is big business in the US if you are in that sector. So I went home with a manifesto, purely for my constituency, but brilliant. And I end up telling everyone on TV what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. But the powers that be at that time thought, no, this is not what we want. What we want is, you need to join us, and we need to make money and leave the masses. So I was called, I was offered. The first one was 100 million naira bribe. Senator Afikuyomi brought it to my house, and I said, no, this is not what I stand for. I called my wife, I said, I don't know the Nigeria I belong to anymore. If I take 100 million and sell the soul of my people, what does it profit me? I can always make that money in the United States. So why? But unfortunately, they said, well, Da Silva, then you don't belong here. We will never let you be senator, because you either join us or you get killed. I had 2 assassination attempts. God is always with me. God saved me. I came back to the US. I lost that. Again, I told my wife, 2011, I said, I'm not going to give up. She said, look at your children. I said, well, they are small, but they will grow, or you will not be a widow. I took again, I went, I said, I'm going to run again. I ran again in 2011. Won that election, they took me to the tribunal and took it away from me again. Then I said, all right, I'm done with Nigeria. This is it. But I could not sleep. I was back in the US. Every day my heart bleeds for my country. I cried for Nigeria. I could not sleep. I could not eat. Especially during the time I was running for election. What Mr. Brother Enoch asked is this: what did you do? I sent 15 students to school who would not have been school, right from secondary school till they finished their university education. I paid for it. And today they are all graduates. I went to my constituency, I dug 5 boreholes because people had no water. So I dug 5 boreholes and made taps for them. I have pictures of all this, and I have videos for people to be able to benefit from. Then healthcare, we took so many healthcare trips. Because we're running an HMO, we tried to buy into the National Health Insurance Scheme in Nigeria, the NHIS. We have that certification to bring it to fruit to bear. But at that time, those politicians had so much power and money that if you do not go through or do what they want, your program will collapse. And that's exactly what happened. So I told my wife, I said, okay, you know what? I don't have to run. We need to solve Nigeria's problem. So I took to pen and paper to research, to use money. I hired consultants. I said, give me solutions to electricity. My country is the greatest country in the world, but we are the poorest. Not because of financial poverty, but because we do not have electricity. If Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, smaller countries, do you know that when Afghanistan was being bombed, light was still on the streets of Afghanistan? When Iraq was being bombed during this war, Iraq, when George Bush was fighting, light was still on. Then I said, what is wrong? Why can't we have 24/7 electricity? Like Script says, he said, give the people light and they will find their path. That's my belief. Before you can do industrialization, you have to give the people light. The world was created with light. God said, let there be light, and there was light. And with light, everything came to be. If we give electricity 24/7, we have talent. We have young kids who will come to Nigeria from here, and we have those that are there who will use that opportunity to set up industries. Industries will spring up, jobs will be a thing of the past, unemployment will be a thing of the past, poverty will be a thing of the past. But why are we not doing it? Yesterday, someone sent me, I don't know, 2 days ago, a family of 5 was killed in Benin. I don't know if some of you saw it on WhatsApp. Family of 5. What? From generator fumes, carbon monoxide. They put the generator in their kitchen, went to sleep. The pastor, his wife, and actually 7. There are 5 kids. The pastor, his wife, and 5 kids. Just 2 days ago, they were killed. Today, while I was in my hotel, my coordinator called me and said, yes, breaking news. I said, what again? He said, 86 people have just been killed by the herdsmen. I was like, oh my God. When will this ever stop? When will this ever stop? So, just like Brother Jato said, people thought I was crazy. I said, listen, you have the comfort of your home here, your children, your wife. You are not hungry. Nobody is pursuing you. Now you want to go and risk your life and face this cabal. Then something, a screw must be off your head. And I said, if we don't do it, who will do it for us? Britain? America? Indians? Asians? Chinese are in Nigeria, raping Nigeria. Look at the industries. They have factories. They will pack Nigerians and lock them up all night long in the factory. Pay them 8,000 naira. What can 8,000 naira do? It's not enough to get them buses down there for a month. But we allow them, and they are taking our wealth away. So I said, listen, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I will put my life on the line. I will challenge the status quo. I will go there and change things around. And I sat down and started solving each area one by one. The question you are going to ask me is, you are not the only youth running. What differs you from the others? Why am I different from Shore? Why am I different from Mogagu? Why am I different from every other one running? Yes, because my campaign is called Solutions 2019. I have for 15 years been solving Nigerians' problem. And I can tell you every sector you ask me, I will tell you how. Electricity that I'm talking about, I will tell you how I'm going to generate electricity, with what we are going to generate electricity, where we are going to put it, the grid, the distribution, the production, the capacity, where the money will be generated, and how Nigerians are going to enjoy it. I have the blueprint. That is one solution that I have. My consultants told me, you are wasting energy, that we should be making money from energy instead of oil. Because the north, if you go to the north, we have blazing sun. That is solar energy there. Free period. We can generate over 40,000 megawatts of energy just by solar in the north. He said, come to the south, you have this ocean that is Atlantic that is waste away, hydroelectricity. He said you can power from hydro. We have the wind, go to Jos, the Middle Belt, Plateau State. You can have turbines propelled by wind energy. And even waste. We have what we call waste to energy. You can even generate, you know, Nigerians, we love to throw stuff on the floor. We love to throw papers, and when we eat our akara and this thing, that is energy. And it gave me all this, how we can generate 60,000 megawatts of power in 2.5 years and still sell it to neighboring countries, and our liquefied natural gas, send it abroad to US and the rest of the country, and then bring dollar back for foreign reserve. And I tell you, this is possible. In 2.5 years, we will solve the power problem in Nigeria, and no Nigeria will go into darkness again forever. Then hunger. I looked at it, people are going to lose. When I go to Nigeria and I'm going through neighborhoods and shaking hands and talking to people, I see kids that you can tell this is kwashoko, big belly. I see kids eating near gutters from dirty streets. I see so many young folks begging, Oga, beg, give me something now. Twale Baba. They do all kinds just to get 200-300 naira. Then I found out that a lot of families are going to bed hungry. Do you know, if you go to the remote areas of Nigeria, if you are cooking on the stove and you go and get Maggi or something, before you come, your rice is gone from the stove. Am I lying? Your rice that you are cooking, your stew that you are cooking, if people are desperate enough to steal food, they must be hungry. They must be very hungry. And we have senators who are earning 31 million naira a month. Steal money, nothing happens. A child, a 5-year-old, stole bread and he was killed. He was murdered because people called him a thief and everybody started beating him. And I said, is this the country I come from? Is this how I'm going to sleep? But then again I said, to do nothing. Why we are challenging every Nigerian is this. We need to search our conscience. If we sit down here and do nothing, are we really okay? Are we peaceful with God? That we saw our brethren going to bed without food, being killed senselessly, and we did nothing. I'm not saying everybody should get up and go and run, but if you see people stick up their neck, encourage them, support them. When I declared my campaign, I told them, I said, I don't have the billions Buhari has or Atiku, but diaspora can do something. If we have 3 million Nigerians legally on paper in the US alone, if 1 million, 1/3 will give $10 to this movement, then we have 10 million. With 10 million, we can take the campaign to their doorstep. We can go social media, we can go toe-to-toe with advertisement. We can do everything to change the brain. Because the first thing you have to do for Nigerians right now is they have been brainwashed. Go to Nigeria and campaign. Oga, what you go give us? Obe, forget story, na money. But you don't blame them because they don't know if the next day they're going to see anything. So whatever they can get right now is what they hustle for. How painful it is. Diaspora will send 800 million of dollars per month through Western Union, record, per month, not per year, per month. We send billions per month. When the financial sector looked at it, Nigerians send money in 20 billion and over yearly to Nigeria to feed their families. And yet, we have oil, we have coal, we have bauxite, we have uranium, we have gray shale, we have alumina. Tell me the natural resources that we don't have. And I will tell you the uses of all these natural resources. Healthcare sector, health should be free for all in Nigeria. We shouldn't be paying for health. It should be healthcare free at all levels because we can afford it. Last month, 1,000 doctors did board exam in London and they passed. We're going to lose 1,000 doctors to Britain in the before the end of the year. Because once they have passed their plan, they are leaving Nigeria. Already we have the ratio of 4,000 patients to 1 doctor. Now that is going to increase. So tell me how you want to help someone who has problems. And these leaders, once they are sick, they are going to London, they are coming to Saudi Arabia, they are going to Dubai, they are coming to the US. And we sit down here and do nothing. God himself will ask each and every one of us. It's like the disciple when God, I'm sorry to go. I know we have Muslims and Christians. Fortunately, my wife is from this, has a Christian, so I'm not biased. But the question is this. The Muslims believe in heaven, Al-Jannah, and the Christians believe in heaven. Okay, when we get there, what are we going to tell our Creator? That we saw our people suffer and we did nothing. So that is why the clarion call. I'm not saying you should travel to Nigeria and fight. I'm not saying we are going to carry guns, but we have to encourage every Nigerian to have PVC, the vote there, to change their mentality. If we all give something and it didn't work, then we know we have tried. At least you will have satisfied your mind, your conscience. I said, well, I did my best. Like I told my wife, I said, this is it for me. If I try this time around, and whatever happens, I have done my part. I said, if I meet my Lord, I will have satisfied my conscience and said, God, I did try. I didn't sit back and saw them cry. I didn't sit back and see this kid go to bed hungry. I didn't sit back and let innocent people be killed. I did something. So I'm imploring each and every one of you, do something, no matter how small. No matter how small, do something, because Nigeria needs each and every one of us. We have always been waiting for handouts from the Europeans, from the Americans. Oh, they will come and save us. When I watched Hotel Rwanda, when I was watching it with my wife, when that guy was saying, don't worry, he was assuring the people that don't worry, Americans are going to send the troops, they will soon be here. The military guy, the military, I don't know whether it's a colonel or major, got to a point he had to tell him the truth. He said, let me tell you, they are not coming. No one is coming. You are left alone. And that's the honest truth. America will never come. Britain will never come. It's only Nigerians that will change Nigeria. It's only you and me that will change Nigeria. I have people here. Brother Chris or Pastor Chris is going for House of Reps. I encouraged him, I told him, whatever I can do to support him. Everybody in diaspora, if we all take charge and send somebody home, we can take over the Senate, we can take over the reps, and we can take over the executive sector. Same here. The same thing happening here. Look at my good friend Donald Trump. Now he's throwing rhetorics and immigration tantrums all over the place. But the Democrats are warming up. The American people are warming up. That is the power of democracy. Midterm election is there. They will switch Senate and House around, abroad, and those policies will be reversed. And that's the way we can do Nigeria. We can now kick these people out of office. We can send people right from here to House of Reps, take over 60% House of Reps, take over the Senate, and the executive council from the diaspora. Nigeria's problems, Nigeria's solution is not in Nigeria. Because every Nigerian, I won't lie to you, every Nigerian now has been brainwashed. It's corruption. Every Nigerian. You go to Nigeria now, you buy something from the hawker, you are waiting for your change. Forget about it. He will look at you, Oga, come on now, you don't be past this one. You go to the ministry, you want to get a document, you give them, and they are looking at you. I paid the bank now. You don't hold it on. All right, wait, there's no more booklet. Just our passport. My passport has expired. I quickly renewed it through the post office. If my Nigerian passport expires, I'll have to give 60,000, 30,000 naira to renew it. Why? Because there will be no booklet unless that money comes out. Booklets will be scarce. They will be finished. Somebody just gave a testimony of what happened. That is the height of corruption. From low to the top. But it can be stamped out. I have a permanent way of stamping it out. I have a solution to our problem. I will give you a hint, but for security reasons, I won't tell you the whole story because I have to keep that secret to myself. But the judiciary is the secret of our state. The judiciary, if the judiciary becomes incorruptible, if the judiciary is changed, if the judiciary is hounded down, and a few politicians are given justice, trust me, others will learn or run. And that will be the solution. Here, what happened is this. A good friend of mine, we went to Nigeria. We were in Nigeria. We went to a party. No, actually it was in the afternoon. We were going shopping. It was here that we went to a party. So we were on the Zumba Madiwe in Victoria and Lake area. The light was, they have street lights now over there. The light was red. He just ran the red light. And the last man guy who was trying to pursue us on the bike, then after a while he crossed over us and stood in front of the car. My friend was telling me, okay, come on, I will run you over. I said, oh boy, you just broke the law now. You ran the red light. You are the one who said, Da Silva, leave that one alone. I said, that is the corruption that we're talking about. He said, leave that one alone. So the last man guy came. After a long prolong, he said, okay, yeah, just take 5,000 naira, come up from everyone. That one took it and we left. 2 weeks later, we are back in the US. We were in Michigan, we went to a party. The party finished around 2 a.m. We were driving, he was the one driving. There was no cars on the street was barely empty. We got to the red light, my friend stopped. I said, oh boy, why you stop? Run the light now, there's no one that can say you dey craze. You dey craze. You know where police they hide? I said, so you can obey the law. In the middle of the night, there's nobody, no other car, only me and you stop for red light. With nobody asking you to stop. And in Nigeria, daylight, with policemen and asthma, and they ask you to stop and you're running the light and arguing with them. So why didn't he run the light in the US? Because the law works. He's going to get a ticket. But in Nigeria, he knows that this 5,000 naira is going to bribe the last man is going to get, and that's what he did. And that is the way. Put 2 politicians in prison and you will see the rest. Call the area boys, put them in prison and you will see the rest. And I tell you, Nigeria can be changed, but the justice system has to be overhauled first. Once the justice system is working fine, every other thing will take place. And then we'll continue our infrastructure. Because we have the money to build. I have a 12-point agenda, starting with electricity. That was my number 1. Second one is alleviation of poverty and hunger. While I'm from Detroit, a few years back, I don't know if most of you know that Detroit, we went bankrupt. If Detroit can go bankrupt, a whole city, one of the largest black cities in the US, and recover from bankruptcy, then Nigeria can do the same. I was instrumental to elect 2 mayors into Detroit. The mayor in jail, Kwame Kilpatrick, and the current mayor, Mayor McDougall. They always call on me when they need the election, when election time comes. So I worked with Duggan, and how did we fix Detroit? Same way we're going to fix Nigeria. Some people said, how agriculture, how are you going to feed the people? I said, it's called bailout. Obama bailed us out in Detroit. Obama borrowed us money for the big three industries. General Motors, Chrysler, and Ford. And we paid back with interest in 3 years, and fully. Same thing. While you give bailouts to farmers, you bring agricultural equipment into Nigeria. Then you structure the soil test, where wheat, millet grows, rice, and the rest. Food is in abundance, bailouts, and then in 2-3 years, when they start sprouting and harvest comes, we'll have abundance to feed the people, and then they start paying for those equipment, and finally they own the equipment. Awolowo did it when during the cocoa time. It's called a thrift and credit society. You form thrift and credit society among the farmers, and the farmers go in there to borrow, and they have equipment to use. And at the end of the day, when they harvest, they pay back into that thrift and credit. And before you know it, the government is running food, the people have money, and then everybody is self-sufficient, and then we can now start exportation of our goods. Same thing with jobs. We can turn, if I become president, the first 100 days, I'm going to address the nation that I'm going to inconvenience every Nigerian. They will say, why? I say, because I'm turning your country into a construction site. It's going to be a construction site. We are going to start building every day, right from hospitals to airports to bridges, flyovers. We are going to partner with every governor to have federal projects in their state, controlled by federal. Because if you let the state governors control it, at the end of the day, one governor comes and is going to swipe everything. So it's a federal project. This is possible. And at the end of the day, those federal, they will be tied with law into the constitution that future politicians will not be able to steal those money. Then we will go to, while construction site is there, bailouts for farmers, all these are employment. We are going to set up employment agencies in all 774 local governments. Because already we are saying Nigerians youth are unemployed, Nigerian youth are unemployed. We don't even have data. We do not have the data of those unemployed. How many youths are unemployed? What is the data? But we need the skilled and unskilled labor. But when you have an employment agency, everybody registers there. So we already know the number of Nigerian youths that are unemployed. We know those that are skilled. We know those that are unskilled. And we know those that want to go into invention or creation of wealth. So you borrow money to those who want to set up their business. Then the skilled labor, you partner with the private sector to get them jobs. Then you lower their taxes. And then the unskilled, you retrain into areas that are necessary. So there's going to be jobs, retraining program, and jobs for everyone. So within 90 days to 6 months, we plan to do 6 million jobs all over 36 states of Nigeria through constructions, agriculture, retraining programs, skilled, and borrowing money to those investors to come in and lower taxes for them. So 6 million jobs, we have done the calculations. I have all the details. Now, we have solved electricity, it's ongoing. Food is ongoing through bailout. Now, jobs are becoming available. Then we can go to the next stage, security. Security, yes, people's lives are at stake. But it's because the government doesn't want to do anything. We used to be the strongest military in Africa. We used to go to as ECOWAS to go and help liberate other countries. Suddenly we can't even liberate ourselves. Trust me, those 12 Apache that Donald Trump bought, how many times, that he bought from Trump, Buhari, how many times has he flew one? Or you heard that they went to Sambisa and dropped one? No, because they are not being used, they are only used to siphon money. But we, and I'm telling you with great intelligence, we will partner with our allies, we will have the intelligence, whether it's Boko Haram, whether it's Fulani herdsmen, we too, we will head them away. And I'm telling you, if they come back to Nigeria, we will let them know that that is not going to be a stable place for terrorism. You will go back to wherever you come or you'll be exterminated. That is for sure. Because I am that kind of a person that I have faced the military and I have faced bad people before. And I know that innocent life is not. Nigerians today cannot sleep with 2 eyes closed. So how do you want them to be productive? When a banker is sleeping and is watching his dog because he doesn't know, and then you want him there to go and balance check the next day, it's not going to happen. Or he's a medical doctor, it's not going to happen. So these are the things. And then we will continue to go. Like I said, we will build airports. Every state, every zone, we have 6 regions. The southwest, the southeast, south-south, the northeast, north central, and the northwest. We will build a first-class, world-class health clinic, hospital, comparable to Johns Hopkins or better, in these 6 zones. The reason is, you don't want to see me as president be sick and me traveling to United States or me traveling for health. No, my doctors are in Nigeria and we are going to bring back the brain drain of doctors abroad. We are going to bring them back home to serve our people. And when that happens, because once we have the world-class hospitals, I'm telling you, we have every facet of healthcare services of Nigerians spread across the world. They will return home because we will pay them handsomely, commensurate to what they are getting, if not better than what they are getting abroad, and they will serve the people, and our mortality rate will increase, and healthcare will be free because it's affordable. Same thing with education. Luckily, I'm married to an educator. My wife has given me how to first of all destabilize or dismantle what we call education sector and rebuild. Rebuilding in the fact that not that we're going to send students away or not, but have you been to schools here? When you go to schools here, you will want to read. The building itself makes you very comfortable. But if you go to Nigeria, you see children. Yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, Edo State governor had to act quickly when they showed him one of his primary schools. You saw it, of his primary school. Collapsed building in the rain, and children are studying under that condition. And when someone who went from diaspora, from the US, highlighted it, he quickly now resettled them. And Lorenzo Dana of Kind is the one raising funds for Africans' education. Can you imagine that Lorenzo Dana of MSNBC raising money for those, because our students, they put block and put their paper on it. Some sit on the floor to write exams under those conditions, and they still excel. So education, we will start education in so many ways. First, we will have federal system of education. Then the state we will encourage. How will we encourage the state? The state is because if you want federal dollars, then you have to get our rules. Federal dollar will be tied to the so that we can inspect facility, teacher training colleges will be brought back, and then we'll have a common core curriculum to be made to be able to be measurable to world standard. So based on that, we will now give you federal dollars. Otherwise, only federal institutions will be built and will be funded. But every state government wants money, so they will want federal dollars, and they will definitely buy into the program. And privatization of schools. You remember Catholic schools, St. Gregory's College, Ahmadiyya College. We have all these schools. So we will allow those who want to run private schools, but they will run it under the same conditions as the public school. So it's going to be called public-private partnership. So they will have a kind of system where we can either give money, let money follow the child, and you obey, or if it's private school that is going to be paid for, then you pay back the government a certain amount, and then you will see the improvement. Lecturers will never go broke again because they will be paid handsomely. So no more strike. A student will not use 12 years to finish a 4-year degree program. That's embarrassing. So education will have that sector there. So we keep going further and further. I'm sorry if I'm taking too long because I see, as I'm breaking, I don't know if you want, I want to break my 12-point agenda down, up to youth and women empowerment, up to, because we are bringing Nigeria Airways back. I don't want to be flying British Airways or Virgin Airlines. I want to fly as president of Nigeria Airways. So tell me which area, I will tell you. That is what differs me from the president. Those that are running, they will tell you, yes, I will fix Nigeria, I will do this. But can they break it down? Can they tell you how much? Can they tell you where the resources, how? No. I am the only candidate right now that can go on national television worldwide and tell you how I will fix every sector of the Nigerian economy. Main Street economy is not even available in Nigeria. We only have the stock exchange. But I will bring Main Street economy. What is Main Street economy? Right now, the only economy is that the rich, they take this money, they put it in the Nigerian stock exchange. They make more money. Coca-Cola, they buy all these shares. But Main Street economy is lacking because there's no middle class. But what we want to do is that we want to collapse. We are not collapsing it, but we are breaking the stock exchange so that the Main Street economy, every graduate, once you graduate, before you graduate, you should be offered employment. Before you do 2 years of employment, you should be given loans to be able to afford a house so that you can marry and start a family, and then you repay back. The mortgage system of housing is called the Nigerian dream. I have brought the Nigerian dream and I have broken it down. If every Nigerian young youth is pursuing the Nigerian dream, I'm telling you, 5 years after graduation, you should have your own house, your car, and you should be married, and you should have settled down. That is the Nigerian dream. Affordable housing for all. We have the land. We have structures. People can't afford house now. We will give states, those face me and face you houses. What we intend to do is we will call our housing department will call the landlords. We give you money. You reconstruct it and break it. Then you pay us back in 30 years, and the house is still yours. But now you have beautiful, beautiful skyscraper instead of face me and face you. Face me and face you should be obsolete. It shouldn't be existing anymore. It should be, even if you want to build 1-bedroom flats each, you build 1-bedroom flat like a hostel, you rent it out, you pay government back. So when you take your 1-year rent, we are taking 10% of it. And by 30 years, the house is still yours. With 90%, you have your house and you can still survive and send your children and be happy. So that is part of our program. I am telling you, I have done my research. I have a workable system that if Nigerians listen to me, if Nigerians support me, if diaspora sends me down there, I will tell you, in 2.5 years when I come back to Maryland, I will be honored in a different way. I will be well respected around the world. I am not going to be the kind of president that will shake foreign leaders and he will say shithole about my country. I say, well, I was thinking about it. I didn't know whether it was true. I didn't verify, so I kept quiet. No, I will tell you, You will come to my country, you will beg. Your people will come to my country as tourists because we are developing our tourism area. You will come to Ajaokuta, you will come to Olumoro, you will go to our plateau there, you will come to different areas. And people, Nigerian Americans, do you know how much money they spend on tourism going to Bahamas, going to Barbados, going to Jamaica? When we have wonders, the wonders, we have they say 7 wonders of the world, which is we are going to create the 8 wonders of the world in Nigeria tourism. And I tell you, the world will see Nigeria as a different. And once we can get that, trust me, we will take our place on the world stage. I give us 4 years, we will become from a developing country to a developed country. And in 8 years, we will be pursuing nuclear energy. And then the world will now say, oh, Africa, no, you can't. Then we will now negotiate. You don't want us to have nuclear power? Then now you have to listen to us because we are no longer novice. We are no longer that kid that you feed with money. You are no longer that kid that should tell us to go to World Bank and devalue our money. No, we are richer than you. Our economy will be the fastest growing in the world. And now we can go nuclear, we can send spies we can send spaceships down to the sky, and that is the kind of Nigeria I want to build. That is the kind of Nigeria we should have. That is the kind of Africa. We should be back to the giant of Africa. We should lead Africa again. And I tell you, I told my wife, he said, what do you want to gain from all this? I said, it's not money. I said, I want to die and leave a legacy. I said, in 200 years, I want those running for election in Nigeria to say, during the time of Ayo Da Silva, during the time, I said, I love Americans when they quote their past leaders, Abraham Lincoln. When Obama said, oh, during Abraham Lincoln, when they said George Jefferson, I want to be. So in my grave, I can smile. I say, that is me. That is my name, my spirit being invoked by presidents of born because I have done well. And then I told her, I said, last year, the president of Turkey, when she was leaving, the people of Turkey were crying. They were saying, not Turkey. What country was it? There was a country, it's a Spanish country. She was a lady. They were shedding tears. They didn't want her to leave because after her second term, she has done very well. You will see on the street, they were throwing flowers. They were saying adios. They were saying, please don't go, but she has to go. I want to be that kind of president that in 8 years, when the time is over to handle, Nigerians are saying, please stay one more time, please don't go. And they are shedding tears that yes, in their own lifetime, they have seen a better Nigeria and a future for their generations unborn. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry I took your time. I didn't finish breaking it down, but there is more. When the campaign starts in Nigeria, November 17, INEC will declare campaign. Then we are going to invite all these people for debate. I love to debate. I come and tell you what you want to do, how you want to do it. And I will break it down for you because I've been doing my research for 15 years and I have contributed to that economy and I'm still contributing. And right now, I am posed to become the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on February 16, 2011. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Well, I thought you wanted to clap for him. I thought you wanted to clap. You wanted clapping. I thought you wanted to clap for him. Thank you very much. You can go back to your seat for now. Thank you very much. Please be seated for a moment. I'm going to hand over to the MC, who is now in this hall. But before I do that, I just want to I have a lot of things I will bring out of your speech, but let me just quickly bring out 2 of them. A lady went to the American government recently and told them that they wanted to do a program, how to fix Nigeria. Then the woman, the American person, the government told her, and said, I don't really know who I'm going to bring up to handle this matter. Because only Nigerians can solve Nigeria's problems. So a day will never come where anybody from anywhere will help us to solve our problems. We've got to stand up and be up to the task and ensure that we face our problems headlong to ensuring that those are solved. You mentioned about the experience that should run. I also remember I was inviting somebody for this program, and the guy said there was somebody they sponsored last time in Maryland. I can't remember the name. The man is in House of Reps now in Nigeria. And he said, look, I'm done with all these people in diaspora saying they want to go home. Look at all of them, Tinubu, Abike, all of them, they've forgotten about those things they promised to do before going. And he said on the man that there is funds for Maryland, he mentioned the name. So the man won the election, eventually he's in House of Reps, that the man cannot even help his family members to get a job. As I'm talking to now, I'm talking to people that helped him, that has abandoned everybody. So when people from diaspora, when they want to stand up, so they want to go home, I wouldn't want your home to be like that. So that when you get to the power, you say, well, those people in America, let them, those who are there, so let's do. I don't want yours to be like that because people have already sold, they have soiled the ground. But having said that, my temporary MCship is coming to an end. As I want to invite the authentic MC for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to the microphone JSD Obio. The Hobi there sounds like Igbo, but the Hobo sounds like Yoruba. So he's going to tell us the meaning of this name. Thank you very much.
PDP, sorry, praise the Lord. We don't get people for here. Okay, I don't forget to say the other crowd the other side. I heard all my people for that side. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one of our biggest problems is African time. Sir, once you get into the presidency, the first thing you should eradicate from all African mind is African time. But to God be the glory. Haven't heard what you said. I'm happy to be present here because history is being made today. And by the special grace of God, when this goes live and people get to hear what you've said right now, they'll get to realize that it's about time. I've never heard any president or anyone coming in for presidency talking about nuclear weapon. Their mentality not reach that level. But to God be the glory. All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, JSB simply means you should just stand bold. Because with boldness, we could move further. If you're not bold and you have fear inside of you, you can't do anything. Because even the Bible says it, fear not. So why fear? Go forward, do what you gotta do, and make this life easy for you. Obio means king in another man's land. So if you see me shining, no be juju, it's destiny. Alright, so distinguished ladies and gentlemen, haven't heard what our Oga has said so far. I just want to ask, does anyone have any questions here? Please, feel free to raise your hands. I'll bring the microphone to you. Wherever you're sitting, here or there, I'll bring it to you. Do we have any questions? Any question for our Oga? President Ayo Davis, do you mind if I call you? Okay, sir. Okay. Do we have any questions? My chief, did you hear what he said? Are you in support?
After my research, I get my information.
Okay, so do you like the idea of creating electricity for our country?
Yeah.
What about nuclear weapon? Now question and ask, bros. Now question and ask. My chairman, I like this your shirt. I want to tell you before because I see you with Oga family. So I say, after the show, I will ask you. You know, say, that time for Nigeria, anybody wey call her big well, they call her Oga Kola Wale. I mean, Oga Kola, what is your take on electricity in Nigeria?
And whatever our president to be said, I will support. Join everyone here and go on abroad and to try our best to support this Jordan to put it.
Thank you. What about the idea of nuclear weapon?
I don't know.
No, we need that, so they don't say we don't play. We are the giant of Africa. If we don't have nuclear weapon, how can we move further?
You're right.
So you concur?
I will.
All right. We have a question here. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. Now, only you now raise your hand. Okay, what is your question, sir?
I have a question. My question is simply, what is your take on technology right now? Because the whole world is going tech, and Africa is still very much behind, not just Nigeria alone. The most Africans do with technology is social media. So how do you intend to get Africans involved in tech? Thank you.
I mean, not just Nigeria, in Africa as a whole. What is your take on using technology to move Nigeria forward? Okay.
Thank you. That question is very long overdue. Technology, my belief on technology spans back to when I was in the college. I always tell Nigerians that nobody will give you technology. The honest truth. You either steal, borrow, or buy technology. We can see countries who have stolen technology. Taiwan will dismantle Sony's equipment of Japan and they will build their own version. And we will say made in Taiwan. But today, Taiwanese economy is buoyant and they are sending stuff to Africa. The Chinese guided their economy for so long, technology for so long, but they will buy Boeing, dismantle it, and then they will build the Airbus and others. Technology is very easy. Nigerians will develop technology because we have the brains. We will steal technology where necessary. We will borrow and we will buy technology. And I can tell you in 4 years, Nigeria will be technologically advanced because we will have technological institutes that will be set up, fully equipped. My MC has been saying nuclear weapon. No, I meant nuclear energy. I want to correct it there. You see, when you are building nuclear energy, like Iran is doing now, then the West will come after you and say, you are building nuclear weapon. The essence of nuclear energy is this, that's the way forward. In the next 20 years, no country in the world, everybody will depend on nuclear energy because that's the future of the Earth, whether we like it or not. Then you see flat screen TV. That's the harnessment of nuclear energy. Things are going to get smaller, thinner, micro, mini, micro, and that's technology. And with Technological Institute funding research in Nigeria, which is one of our programs, I believe that, like I said, we will still buy, borrow, and develop technology so that we will be very, very, before I leave office in 8 years, we will be comparable to, if not some of the countries high-tech like US, but at least I know that we will be very close to them. Let me give you an example of two countries. In 1980, Singapore and Malaysia, we were at par with Malaysia. Singapore was beneath us. Today, if any of you go to Singapore, their technological advancement is way beyond what we have in the US right now. The Singapore that Donald Trump went, go to their airport. their citizens do not use their passport. They use fingerprint and the iris of their eyes. Once you do that, if you are a citizen, it scans you like that, it opens and you go. No immigration officer. Only foreigners are being checked. That is technology. If you go to Malaysia, you will see the technology they use. They came to Nigeria in 1980, took our palm oil and soil sample, went back to Malaysia, tested the soil sample, spread it, took our palm oil. Today they are the largest exporter of palm oil, of our palm oil in the world. And finally, Saudi Arabia. One of my blueprints. In Saudi Arabia today, I showed it to Brother Jato, no oil, not a drop of oil, can leave Saudi Arabia without being detected. They have a control room where the valves, the pipelines, the drilling, the ships, everything are being monitored. So that can be done in Nigeria and replicated, and those are part of the things we will do. So, Honorable, I can tell you, before you finish your term in the House of Reps, Nigeria will be well advanced. Amen. You will be surprised.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause, please. Thank you. All right, sir, we have another question for you.
How you doing? My name is Otis. One of the questions I have is how do you intend to change the mind of Nigerians back home? The reason why I say that is I built a song tool a while back, and I found out that it was too cheap. The component I used was not rich enough and it didn't last long. So I wanted to beef it up and add more components and capacity to make it last longer. But it would cost me more money, so my profit would be very small. So I called my guys in Nigeria and said, look at how much it will cost me $1 and how much I'll make the profit. This will last at least a good 5 years later. And they laughed at me like, that's stupid. Why would you do what that will last that long? Doesn't make nobody does it here. They go to China, buy it cheap, they bring it, they wait a couple of days, it's spoiled and everything. And they're laughing at me. You know, and I found out it was really good. And they told me, if you want to be in business, you have to be in business with profit. Well, again, my thinking is different. I want to help my country from where they're at. And it is a mindset of Nigerians where everybody just thinks corruption, that is the only way from the highest point to the lowest point. How do you intend to change the mind of Nigerians? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is the work we are doing right now. Not just that. It's going to be a challenging task, I won't lie to you. But one of the reasons why I am doing sensitization in diaspora and not in Nigeria is because of that. Already, we are planning to commit $2 million from my campaign into mind changing. What is mind changing? When the campaign starts, we want to send messages to every telephone numbers of every Nigerian, whether you are an orange seller or you are a high-tech business giant. The message we want to send to them is that first we're going to go political message that if you take the 1,000 naira, the 2,000 naira they give you during the election and a small Congo of rice and you vote for them, you will suffer for 4 years. Because that rice will last you a few hours, that money will last you at most a day, and then once they get there, for the next 4 years, they will remember you. That's one. But we found that through research that I have spent so much money on right now, that Nigerians, you have to speak to them to change their mind in their own language. If I speak your language to you now, and I relate my message to you constantly in your language, you will start thinking about it than for me to say it in English. So the $2 million we're trying to raise is every message I send out will be translated into 250 Nigerian languages, will be sent to the different area, because what we are doing is we want to spend money on technology, like I said. We have a corporation we are hiring in California. They will give us the analytics and the data of areas of specialty of Nigerians. The business sector, the artisan, the market women. So after having identified those, then you send targeted messages. And when you send targeted messages, it does changes things. I remember when I first came to America, me and my wife used to argue. That time, Halle Berry was being shown every day. They say she's the most beautiful girl in the world. No, Halle Berry. I told my wife, I said, Halle Berry is not the most beautiful girl. I said, the most beautiful girl in the world is in Nigeria. She said, no. Then everybody said Halle Berry. I said, do you know why they are saying that? Because her face shows up on television frequently, daily. After a while, the message starts resonating, and you too get convinced and start seeing the picture that, wow, this girl is beautiful. Oh, this lady, that is. So that kind of message is one we want to send. Second one, sir, notice, second one, as per the business wise, we pray the Lord put us there. When the Lord put us there, we want to let Nigerians know that there is more profit in doing the right thing than in doing terrible thing. Because if even this electricity we are talking about, all those fighting for Nigeria to make sure that Nigeria doesn't have electricity, if they become electrical distributors, do you know how much money they will make? Hundreds of billions times the number of what they're doing, because all you have to do is find your market, distribute, and get paid. But rather than that, they want to do generator. So the same thing goes to the business. We will now educate Nigerians and say, listen, it is, you make more money in doing a product that lasts. For example, that product you talked about, if you do it and it's going to last 5 years, then we will now add accessories upon accessories upon accessories. Accessories is where the money is. If you go to like Home Depot or any store right now, even some furniture store, you will buy the furniture. They know you are not coming back in 5 years. Furniture doesn't get spoiled. But then they want to sell the shining cloths that they will tell you. They want to sell the warranty to you. They want, you see, Nigerians need to, we're going to tell them how to develop culture of build something that lasts and now start adding the accessories. By the time you buy the iPhone, you buy the charger, then you buy the earpiece, then you buy the case. By the time you buy that, so it's accessories. There's more money on accessories because they have to maintain that same item. But now to maintain it, let me give you a good story that we are going to use. A long time ago, my dad told me this story. He said, actually it happened in America, but he must have read about it. There is this guy, I think he was the president of the United States, or fighting for president in those good old days, I can't remember. He wanted to win elections, like he said, he was a businessman. But he discovered that there was no light, just like there's no light during the olden days in the 70s in Nigeria. That time electricity has not been developed. You know what he did? He gave everybody a free lantern, and he started selling kerosene. Tell me what you are going to use to power the lantern. You have free lantern, but you will come to him to buy kerosene. So the whole town depended on him to buy kerosene, and he became a billionaire from there. That was how he made his money and run and rule. So the same thing, we will train them that making good products, you will make more money, because by the time you start adding the accessories, they will be dependent more on the accessories to maintain that product forever. And that is the simple way. So that's how we're going to, first we want to change their orientation to election now, and then we will change their business orientation when we get in. So thank you so much. Those are
all right, thank you very much, sir. We got one more questions. It's supposed to be two, but let's start from the high table. My chairman, over to you.
My question is about the border. Our border is so porous in Nigeria that you see all these Fulani people coming in from Maiduguri, coming from all surrounding countries, and then these new threats that if Mr. Ayo becomes the president, which I know he will become the president, that they will kill half of Nigeria. Because if Buhari is not there, they will kill us more. I just want to know if you have any plan how to control our porous border, all these non-Nigerians coming in and killing us.
Thank you so much. That was a very good and powerful area. Yes, we have a way of controlling the borders, or we're already into that during our plan. But it's going to be a systematic change. The reason being this: the corruption of our customs is on a high level. So even if we build walls like Donald Trump wants to build, once you give them money, they will let them in. So what we want to do is the customs, the immigration. I didn't go into the police during my breakdown. We want to retrain our police force, complete police force. So the military, the customs, the immigration, everything will be trained. Now, during one of our plans that once we get in there, first, because of my own security, we're going to pull out all the defense guys that are there right now and put in young guys into those young majors and captains. They are going to be in the defense right now, because right now, even if we become president, we are not safe because of the structure of the way it is right now. Then, once we can secure that area, now we go to the police. The average policeman is poorly paid. It depends on bribes. But what we want to do is create an intelligence system among the force, whereby it's a secret of letting go, whereby trust will be, it's called divide and conquer. I don't like answering this part because it's of national security. But when you create distrust among them, that's what Putin is using in Russia right now. When you talk, like we are talking now, husband and wife, the next thing Putin will call you and say, oh, I heard what you said. Then you wonder, how did he hear? You are in an occasion you call, because he has intelligence in schools, in women, every area of sectors. So people now do not trust each other anymore. Once you can create that structure within our system, then you see that when they take bribe and they are being arrested, when the plan would have been arrested, they say, wait a minute, something is wrong. Then, once we have been, that's why I said it's challenging, because it's not achievable within the shortest possible time. Once we can create a now separate forces, because what we want to do is we want to get graduates who are interested in joining the military, in joining the police force, to come over here and train. But while they are doing training, we cannot leave the country unsecure. So as soon as the graduates are finishing from schools and they are assuming these different positions, then we start changing the orientation, clamping on the borders, including custom and immigration. At that time, we will now decide the perimeters where we need a wall, we need fences, or because, for example, now our borders it's not far, it's not as much stretched like the US. The northern border starts from Maiduguri, cross over and ends up in the northeast here in Katsina. The other side is Lagos, Seme border, and then we have the Ogun State axis, and then we have the Port Harcourt, which is the water area, then the Cameroon borders, and that's all we have. The rest is ocean. So we can map out these areas on what is necessary, whether we need a wall, whether we need to put in military forces, whether we need, but we have to have, first of all, gain their trust. We have to build it. Now the Fulani herdsmen is part of the program, the initial 100 days. What we intend to do is get intelligence on ground. The intelligence is partnering with our allies, which are Israel, the US, Britain. We get intelligence, we know where they are. then we bomb the shit out of them, I'm sorry to say. We will take them out. And once we take them out, then we will now start actualizing the force replacement gradually. So that's how much we can do with border control.
Yes, sir. Mama God, thank you very much for that answer. It's going to be a good idea to have a proper way for our border control so we could bomb the shit out of them. Thank you.
Good evening, sir, and I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you for what the mission you're trying to undertake now. And I think I'm the only Cameroonian in the audience tonight. And I learned that you were coming here from my brother, Mr. Femi. The question I want to ask is a follow-up of what my brother there had already talked about, which concerns international relations. And as you know, I don't know if you've been following the recent politics and everything that's happening in Cameroon. I want to ask you, what is going to be your relationship with those tyrants in Africa, not just Cameroon, those presidents who have been there since before I was born? That's number one. Two, you know that Nigeria right now is a sanctuary for all the population of the southern part of Cameroon, which, like you rightly mentioned, who borders Nigeria. Without Nigeria, most of these natives whose houses have been burned down have literally no place to go. Are you, based on what my brother there has said, going to close the borders from your fellow Cameroonians who are literally dying in the hands of our tyrant government now, or what are you planning on doing as far as that is concerned? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please give him a round of applause. I do appreciate you from Cameroon coming down for this event. Yes, as much as we do not want to encourage open borders, we would love to have great relationships with our neighboring countries. Our neighboring countries, I know the problem of Cameroon with Paul Biya, and we follow him, but Cameroon is a sovereign nation. The only thing we can do, Nigeria will not be able to remove a sovereign nation's president or head of state. But what we can do in Nigeria is this. With someone like me in government, that's the first signal to Africa that the youths are taking over. What we can do is we will encourage Cameroonian youths. We will empower Cameroonian youths. We will try and support Cameroonian youths to get up, run for election, take the bulls by the horn like we are doing right now, and then with our support, then they will be able to start a change in the political system. That's the first thing we will do when they assist us, when we identify, because entering into international politics or sovereign nations is a very complex situation. But like I said, if we identify good youths who have the heart of their countries at heart, we will support. Because when you support someone you don't know, and they get there and they make matters worse, it's going to be a regret. So the first thing you do is, like, our own guys will identify those Cameroonian youths who are willing to change what is going on in their country for good. And then we will now give them both financial support, material support, and to be able to assist them to compete with people like Paul Biya and take them out. Secondly, Cameroon is our neighbor. I studied the Bakassi judgment from the International Court and how Bakassi was handed over to them. And now that area that exists, I know what is going on in Cameroon, and I saw the inside of refuge. One of the things we intend to do on that axis is to make sure that we build refugee camps, because we want these Cameroonians to come in and be part of the system, but they have to be productive. Once we can get them to align and accept to be productive in Nigeria, we will give them refuge. We will not throw them back to Cameroon. But the only thing is that And so far, I won't lie to you, so far, none of them had been any problem. Rather than that, they have contributed to our economy. So they are welcome. The area we have concern is not Cameroon. The area we have concern is Niger Republic. Niger Republic, those that comes in, like Donald Trump used to say, are not their best. That's where the influx of the Fulani herdsmen comes from, and the killing. Niger. And on the other side, where we have Republic of Benin, we have good relationships with them. We even intend to supply Cameroon energy. When we produce enough energy, we intend to supply Cameroon energy. And with that, the youth of Cameroon will be able to take up a revolution themselves and liberate their country. Yes, we will help them, but that's as much as we can go. We cannot forcefully, militarily, unless there is genocide. If there is genocide of the people, indiscriminate killing, then Nigeria, being a world power, will send its military down to Cameroon, and Cameroon always run to France. But I can tell you, in 4 years, France will be afraid of us. We will let France know that Nigeria is so developed that we will be the police of Africa. And by God's grace, we will liberate Cameroon someday. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. All right, so we have one last question, and we're going to wrap it up. Here you go, sir.
Thank you very much. My question is on the issue of the fight against corruption. You know, currently in Nigeria, we are fighting corruption. We are fighting corruption in Nigeria now. And the way we are fighting corruption in Nigeria now, would like to tell you, it is one-sided. When you go and these people, they steal the money, take. How are we going to have a holistic fight against corruption? Are you going to calm down on those who have stolen money and jail them, or those who are not in your party, as we have seen now? And anybody who comes to your party will have refuge. There are no motives once they come to your government, but you're going to have a holistic fight against corruption. Or you're going to ensure that those who have stolen the money, they bring the money to the economy. Not that they will run away. You put them back and collect the money and put it in the economy. I want to answer that question. Thank you very much.
My good friend, I did try to speak of Hausa, but I was that back home in Hausa. I don't be like my own. Make I tell them for you. Before me, I don't stay up for those. I shall be up for Hausa plenty. When I talk up like that, they say where I want corruption. Corruption, I vote for Nigeria, but don't worry. When I become president, we go fight corruption fight. You know, it's small fight. Very well to be on the funny side. Corruption is the problem of Nigeria right now. But I said it in my speech earlier. It's only one solution, it's the law. Get the justice system straight, and corruption is one. There are other steps, but if I tell you now, I can't do that on camera, because it's like going to war. And you tell your enemies, I'm going to be in this place. Of course, he will be there before you. If I tell those corrupt politicians now how I'm going to do it, they will counter me before I get there. So what we intend to do is the law. We are going holistic. If my mother steals money and the law says she should go to jail, she's going to jail. If I can use myself and my mom as an example, then they will know that this is a serious president who can throw his mother in jail. Because when we say the law is the law. The essence of it is that you have to first of all start within yourself. Like I told you, if it's money, then I shouldn't be running for president. I am been blessed by God and businesses are booming. But it is not the money. It is the act that, the annoyance that people like us are sitting down here and we see our country dying. And because of a few. So, to end corruption is very simple. We will straighten the judiciary. When the judiciary now says you are arrested for corruption and you go in front of a judge, and the judge cannot take bribe any longer because the judicial administrative, it has to go by the tenets of the law. And if you are guilty, they throw you in jail. And if you are not guilty, then you are free. And stolen money definitely will be brought back. See, some of our programs are going to be funded by stolen money. Those health programs and education programs, they are going to be funded. If we can get 90 billion back from one of the corrupt politicians and he's still sitting down doing nothing, where is that 90 billion? And EFCC said they got it back. Do you know that if you divide 90 billion within 180 million people, everybody is a millionaire. Everybody has 30 million each. So every Nigerian, including kids, should be a millionaire with that kind of money. But definitely, we will pump it back into the system. We will use it to fund free health education at all levels and free education and so many other infrastructures. But definitely, we are not tolerating corruption. Then, my friend talked about diaspora. Yes, the essence of us, of me coming to diaspora is because of corruption. I have been to so many states. I've seen fine Nigerians do very well. They don't need Nigerians' money. They are honorable people with legacy. Then I have to, first of all, be the first line of defense. I will be making money. Okay, let me tell you why I don't understand why people steal money. A president gets a very fat salary in millions every month. He keeps it because he doesn't use it to buy food. He doesn't buy fuel. He doesn't buy car. He doesn't pay for house rent. He doesn't pay house help. Then why are you stealing money? And your retirement is for life. Your health care is for life. Your pension is for life. That part I don't understand myself. So I have gone through it and like, wait a minute. If you are earning this salary which is untouchable for all this time, then, and you're not buying anything with it because everything is provided by the state, then why are you stealing? So the same thing that's why even our reps are honorable. 31 million naira monthly salary, 45 million naira monthly salary, put that in dollars. And then you get allowances. Then why are you still stealing? I don't get it myself. So based on that, it's going to be holistic, very holistic. Actually, I don't want to use the same word. We will dissect the country into various and several parts. And trust me, it's not only the high, but the low. I convinced Mr. Jato, let me tell you this. I said my first contract to be signed as president is going to be jails. I said, yeah. I said, we have very little jail. We need 36 jails. And they will eat lunch. And in the evening when they are returning, they are showing them on NTA. You know, like MSNBC has this lockup program. So tell me, next time, politician A says, Cameroon, this is cutlass, this is gun. I beg, go and kill them because they say, Oga, you decrease. Oga, no verse. See, Jeremiah still there. Now God knows, he see every day. He see the plant. They plant beans, they plant garri, they plant cocoa. See, the other guy where they do all agro before, look out for farm and see all that. So when people see the results of the actions will not be taken. But when they are not saying this, see, I have so many secrets I cannot tell all. Because if I tell all, they will not let me get there. They will say, this man, when they get there, he will be so.
If you're driving on the highway, you go see Malu, they walk past you. My question is, how do you intend to have all that cow in one big place? Maybe they put them for one place so that you can drive in peace without cow. So we have gotten to the item that I really like and appreciate, because this is why we are here. Even though there are some of our brothers and sisters who are on that side and at the back of the auditorium are listening to me, we still give God all the glory. He used to own a railway station. So 100,000 will not be any problem. So ladies and gentlemen, please, we would like you to donate whatever you have right now so we can move over to the next menu, then round up the event. DJ, you have any music for us? DJ, don't pack up. Okay, we're on check. Yeah, DJ is going to give us light music. Then, if you have anything, just write a check. You can call me, or come pick it up, drop it over here. Yes, sir. Okay. I'm going to hand over the microphone to Mr. Femi.
Thank you. At this point, I want to say a big thank you for those of us that are still standing. And by the special grace of God, we will all remain standing. And every good thing we desire in our heart will surely come to pass. I am not bothered at all, just as my friend is not bothered about the situation. Because as a Christian, I know, like the word, I want to borrow the word he used there, that many are called, and very few are chosen. It will fill the whole Maryland. If the whole Maryland come in here and donate, and it's not the will of God for him to get there, he's not going to get there. And if it pleases God to use one man, just one person, to make it happen, then a lot of people will be like, wow. I so much believe in God and what God can do at all times. I've had several people ask me today, Femi, did you do all this by yourself? And I'm like, what did I do? It's nothing. Whenever God empowers you to do something, it's only God that can empower you to do things, not you. Yes. And if God empowers you to do something and you don't do it, He said He will use someone else. Are you with me? Yes, amen. Whatever, it's not a big deal. You're trying to cut my face. At this point, it's really not a big deal. He is so happy that you came. I am so happy that my family is here. And guess what, sir? Everybody, I respect the idea. Everybody that matters to me, they are here. I don't care if we take $1 away from here. I remain a happy man. I am so happy. I'm so happy because I know our victory is in view. Are you with me? Yes. Sir, forget about this empty chairs. I know where God is taking you. I am a spirit-filled person. I can tell you that. They said, show me your friend and I can tell the kind of person you are. I have seen something in you that moved me to get closer. If not, I would have long run away. You know how I take my family? We travel all the way to see you. It's because of what you worth to me. It is well with you, sir. whatever we put here together for you today, right, it's not for you, it's for the cost. Are you with me, sir? And that cost, God will help you to realize it. It's not because you want to show off. It's for those people whose seats are empty right now. They are the ones that will benefit from what we are talking about, what we are doing here. So, if you have anything to give, if you don't, please, I beg you in the name of God, it is not mandatory you do anything. We've had enough talk here, enough, so please, I beg you. I beg you. I'd like to hand over the microphone to
The Lord is your strength. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Femi. Let's put those hands together for Mr. Femi. Praise the Lord. We're in church. But we're a community of children of God. The reason, first of all, it's a great honor and privilege to be here tonight with my husband. We met you a couple of, I think just a week ago today. And we're here. And I think the first thing that drew us to you is the fact that you're a child of God. And we know that as a child of God, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty through God to pull down every stronghold. The fact that you're a child of God, and I could see the passion in you, the story your wife has said tonight, your passion, how far you've come, right from when you were in school, you've been, it's like it's something that has been, it's innate, it's inborn with you, to want to help people. And tonight, I'm sure that we're all able to see that. I've seen that. My husband has seen that. And we're very glad to be a part of this movement. And tonight, we just want to pray that the Lord God Almighty will go before you and make every crooked way straight in the name of Jesus. Amen. The Lord will give you wisdom. Amen. The Lord will give you favor. Amen. No weapon formed against you shall ever prosper. Amen. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. I mean, the major thing for me, because I know that when God is for you, when God says this is the person that I have appointed, then no man can stop him. So I just want us, as many as we are tonight, you say, when God does not really need a million number of people to fight battles, when we know how it works, He uses little to do big things, to do wonders. So when we all leave here tonight, the first thing I want to encourage us to do is to pray for him and pray for his family. That is crucial. We must know that we're not going to, this campaign cannot be done the way others have done the campaign. It's going to be a different one. Why? Because we are Christians. He's a Christian. We have to spend time praying. And I know that God will do a new thing. So tonight we're very happy, delighted to meet you and your wife and to be a part of this movement. And I know that God will do a new thing for Nigeria. And you and I, we all see the fruits of tonight. So let us just, the little you had tonight, tell 10 people. Tell another 20 people, and we just keep going. I know that the word will go out because we are not standing in our own power, but we're putting in the hands of the Most High God. And I know that God will take this campaign places in Jesus' name. So I want to congratulate you. And all is well with you in Jesus' mighty name.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was really caught off guard because the food has been calling my name. I was resisting. The food said, "You will not come now. Now everything clear." I said, "No, I need to finish up." But eventually, I am of the body. The spirit is still of the spirit. I'm only flesh and human. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out today. I really want. Okay, you have a question?
For some of us who want to do something, maybe not now or later, I want to spread the news around. How can we reach you? I looked on Facebook. I believe we will find your handle on any social media or your website. So if you have like a way, you can give us a phone number, your agenda on the website, and where to give so we can help spread the word around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that I missed that part. I guess I was so much passionate about Nigeria that I forgot about my own. We have websites. We have two websites going on right now. One is www.savenigerianow.com, savenigerianow.com. The other one is www.ayodasilva.com. Then we have GoFundMe page. We have two people. We have the Save Nigeria Now. It's a movement. It's a movement that we started before we got into the campaign mode. The movement is in 26 states in Nigeria. We have a structure on ground called Save Nigeria Now. We didn't want to activate this structure until recently. The reason being that we thought Buhari wasn't going to seek a second term. But when he declared for a second term, that was when, I don't know, the Spirit led me and said, listen, it's time to activate that structure. So I called my coordinator in Nigeria and said, now press the activate button. So the structure started meeting, the Save Nigeria Now. If I tell you something, you won't believe it. Our biggest stronghold in Save Nigeria Now movement is in the north. It's the Fulani people that are rolling. I don't know, sir. Have you heard of the Mieti Allah? Mieti Allah? You remember Maitai Sine of the good old days? They transferred it to Mieti Allah. We have the Mieti Allah with us as a group in the Save Nigeria Now movement because they said they themselves are tired of what their brother is doing. That's how strong we are. But we have not uprooted it because INEC has not given us, campaign starts 17th of November, after the primaries is on right now. But what we want to do is, we are taking the Save Nigeria Now movement as a structure. We are bringing them under any party that we are going to run with. And so, we are going to form a very large structure. But for now, we are spreading that movement. SaveNigeriaNow.com, AyoDaSilva.com. So people are already joining from all over the world. Like in September, I'm built for Europe. September 16, I'm going to be in London. The following week, I'm in Ireland, and then I'm going to Germany, and then go back to Nigeria. So we have people's meeting. We even have platform. Mr. Femi, please take their number and put them on our Save Nigeria Now platform, the national one. The national platform we have, you will see people debating and talking about our movement on that platform. People in Nigeria, people in Europe, even though we have the UK structures, the UK platform separately, we have Nigeria, but we still have an international one. So we'll get your phone numbers and do that. The reason why it looks like we are not, people are saying they don't know about us is this. We are like soldiers of God, hiding in the drench, waiting for the time. Because by the time we uproot ourselves, they will be surprised how mighty the Lord has spread. They're like, but right now, they think we are laughing stock. You know, what are they going to do? How many of them? But unfortunately, God is building an army for us daily. He's building an army for us daily. But they don't know. So when that time comes, the armies will rise, and then the surprise will happen. And God will use that lead to those of us which they have condemned. We will now, you know, it's just like the same thing, the same Christ, the stone that was condemned became the head of the cornerstone. So those of us that are very minor and little that they have overseen, God will now use them to confront them that you are fools. Your money will fail you this time around. Only God will prevail. So, Mr. Otis, we will acquaint you with everything and you help us spread it. Have you seen that? Save Nigeria Now? Thank you, sir. Sorry, I missed that part out, but I think we will have to do a better job. And if you can assist us in any way in the media too, we will appreciate that. Please, whatever you can assist us to spread the movement, we will appreciate. Because, like I said, it is those that we trust that we will put in position of authority. The reason being this: if we do not trust you and we put you there, then we are kidding ourselves. But when we know that you can handle it, and we already told you the situation that, my brother, look, you are heading this. Please, there is money to be made, but do not steal. If we say build something, build it. You will make your money, but you build it for the people. So things like that. And the only people we can trust right now are going to be people from diaspora. Because in Nigeria, you tell them to build. Until we start jailing people, they will not build. They believe that I will get away with it. But diaspora people, they are afraid of jail. So they will still obey the law. So thank you, Mr. Otis, for pointing that out. We appreciate you. SaveNigeriaNow.com and AyoDaSilva.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. This is such a wonderful event. There's so much to be learned. Let's not forget, we have to give a warm shout out to Mr. Donald Oluwole Moore. He was, or is the DJ, and he's been the one giving us good music. Please clap for him. Clap for him. We also want to recognize the cameraman. Okay, what's your name, sir? Okay. Oh, sorry. The Grand Event International Magazine. Hey, see him. Very large. Please give him a round of applause. He was the one actually covering everywhere. And also the interior decorator, Rachel. Thank you very much. The lady who actually did the catering for us and the cooking. Please, madam, wave your hand for Jesus. Wave your hand for Jesus. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am your humble MC, MC JSB.
Let us pray. Father, Lord God, we thank you for tonight. We thank you, O God, that we have come here to hear from your servants. Lord, you are the one that makes king. Except the Lord build the house, the builders build it in vain. Lord, we pray that you come and seat the right person in position, and if this be your will, Lord God, let it be done in Jesus' name. As we leave here, oh God, we're not leaving your presence. We pray that your presence continue to abide with us. Amen. In Jesus' name, amen.